This was actually copied and pasted from that original assignment sheet of the 3 things that need to be in the body of the bibliography. So the first notice is a sentence or two that describes the author's credentials, purpose, and audience. So if we look back here, I'm going to get my yellow highlighting tool for that, and we read this first part that the student wrote. He said, Jim Edwards, which we can see refers back to the author listed here. Jim Edwards is a deputy editor at Business Insider and an advertising columnist at CBS Interactive. Okay, so this first part is simply, why is this guy credible? And if you do that CARS checklist, you should already know that and be able to say why this person is okay, and really why the source is in general, which is where the CBS Interactive comes into play. The next part, get my blue here, is a brief capsule summary of the content. The reason why it says capsule is simply that you really need to keep it contained. 1 sentence is ideal. Maybe 2. In this case, I think that the student writes a couple sentences, but really try to keep that condensed. So it says, the author states that Photoshop is used for advertising is misleading and should be regarded with alarm by global ad businesses. He goes on to state a couple of the main ideas. So of course, in order to do this part, you actually have to read the article, which I know is shocking. But this is actually super helpful for you too as you go through this process, so that in a week or in 2 weeks when you're like, oh, which article is this, you have this reminder. And so then the last part, oh, and I will say, when you are writing this summary, you don't need to cite a bunch of statistics or anything like that. Really just give an overview of that article. And this last part is, at the end, you need to say, okay, why do you think this is going to be valuable? So for you, keeping in mind who your audience is, you probably want to mention high school students. So this last part, this article shows that countries as a whole are moving against Photoshop and misleading advertisements, so that's related to his topic. And then an audience of high school students are ideal for being educated on the topic, so it can be stopped in the future. That actually should be is. Minor detail. But overall, he actually is saying why this is relevant for his topic. Okay, so we have those 3 parts there. Ooh, and I see that one just got unhighlighted. So that's how that sizes up there. Okay, so once you have that, you really go through this process for each of your sources. So I wanted you to start off with 3. You actually are going to have a total of 5, which when you look at the assignment sheet that I gave you is stated at the top here. So just keep in mind that you are going to have to eventually have 5 by the end of the week and to go through this process. So please let me know if you have any questions, and feel free to use this as you go through the process.